Next thing is circumcenter. Circumcenter is nothing but it is basically the point of intersection of perpendicular bisector. For example, if I say this is a triangle ABC, I draw one perpendicular bisector here, this angle is 90 degree, another here this angle is 90 degree, and another here this angle is 90, and these two sides are equal. This point is known as the circumcenter. Let's say denote it by O. I remember that the circumcenter is nothing but it is basically the point of, this is the center of the circle which can be drawn outside this triangle which does these three vertices here. So by taking this as a center we can draw a triangle, circle. Okay, where this O is the center of the circle and the radius of this circumcircle is that the area is always equal to ABC by 4R. So by using this formula we can find out the circumradius which is denoted by capital R, and this is known as the circumradius here. Now the other thing related with this one, and one more thing that till now we have discussed centroid and incenter. Remember one thing, that the centroid and incenter always lies inside the triangle, but in case of circumcenter it can lies outside the triangle also. Okay. What are the three cases? Just see here. In case of acute angle triangle, the circumcenter will always lies inside the triangle. In case of obtuse angle triangle, for example, let's say if I say this is the obtuse angle triangle. Okay. If I draw the perpendicular bisector for this line, let's say, and if I draw the perpendicular bisector for this line, so they will meet somewhere at this particular point. This angle is 90 degrees. So, in case of obtuse angle triangle, the circumcenter can lies outside the triangle, and this is the condition for obtuse. The last thing, that is the right angle triangle. In case of right angle triangle, the circumcenter always lies on the hypotenuse, and it is nothing but it is the midpoint of the hypotenuse. Okay, so we can say that the circumcenter, it can lies inside the triangle, outside the triangle, as well as on the triangle here. The next thing is here, after circumcenter, is the orthocenter, the last center, the fourth one. Now, in case of orthocenter, it is basically the point of intersection of altitudes. Point of intersection of altitudes. For example, if this is a triangle ABC, if I draw a height from here, this angle is 90 degree, this angle is 90 degree, and this is known as my orthocenter. Let's say for a moment if I denote this by A. Okay. The important property related with the orthocenter is that if this is the orthocenter, so this angle opposite to A, it is always equal to 180 minus A, और इसे भी मैं एक्सटेंड कर देता हूं मैं, लेट्स से This is 180 minus A. This angle opposite to B is 180 minus B, and this angle opposite to C is nothing but that is 180 minus C. And one more thing here, that the orthocenter can also lies outside the triangle, like the circumcenter. So orthocenter, in case of acute angle triangle, it will always lies inside the triangle. In case of obtuse angle triangle, if I draw a height here from here to here, this angle is 90 degree by extending this side. And if I draw a 90 degree angle here on this triangle, so they will meet at this point. Okay. So in case of obtuse angle triangle, the orthocenter will always lies outside the triangle. And the last thing, that is the right angle triangle. Now, in case of right angle triangle, this angle, the orthocenter is nothing but that is basically this particular point. Okay. So orthocenter, it can lies inside the triangle, outside the triangle, as well as on the triangle. And the last important thing here, that in case of equilateral triangle, all these four center will coincide. That is circumcenter, centroid and incenter and the orthocenter, all these four centers will coincide here. So, we have discussed the different properties related with the center of the triangles. Now, let's move to some other things here. That is the funda of the similar triangle. Let's say this is triangle ABC, this is triangle XYZ, and let's say this is theta, this is alpha, and this is beta, and this is theta, this is alpha and the beta. Now the two triangles are said to be similar. Two triangles are said to be similar if their corresponding angles are equal, or the ratio of the sides are always equal, corresponding sides. So here we can say if these two triangles are equal, that is only possible if the corresponding angles are equal or the ratio of sides are equal. So here we can say that is AB upon XY is always equal to BC upon YZ is equal to CA upon XZ. Now there are certain important things whenever we are discussing this concept of similar triangle. We will discuss that thing also. The different theorems related with the similar triangle is, the first one is the AA. Because if any two of the angles in a triangle, two triangles are same, so it means the third angle is automatically equal. So if the two angles are equal, then these two triangles are said to be similar. The second theorem is nothing but that is SSS, which is only this condition. For example, if the angles, no detail has been given regarding the angles. So even if the ratio of the corresponding sides are equal, we can say that the two triangles are similar. And the last thing, that is SAS, which is side angle side. For example, if I say AB by XY is equal to BC by YZ, it has been given, and also it has been given that, let's say, these two angles are also equal. So this is nothing but the side angle side. So these are the three important theorems to prove whether the triangles are similar or not here. Now let's discuss a couple of questions based on the similar triangles here.